As most of you know, I recently released a video entitled The Strongest Divine Protection, but after reading the comments I saw many people not really understand the difference between a divine protection and an authority, so I thought I would make a small video comparing the two and talking about the differences and which is stronger overall. So I'll first start with divine protections. We know that there's an entity which grants people divine protections, speculated to be Odd Lagna itself, which is the soul of the world, considering this is the same entity that gives Reinhard his divine blessings, and if you isolate people from the world using a magic circle or by removing them from the rezero world, they would lose their divine protections. Divine protections also come in different ranks in a sense, in that there are different divine protections which are really useful and there are some which are useless. So Tappy has actually given us a sort of drop rate for these divine protections, which you can see on screen, and you may want to pause the video to read it all. Divine protections also have a limit. They cannot do everything, nor is there divine protection for every single scenario. So there isn't, say for example, a divine protection of one-shotting your enemy. They provide minor buffs in most cases. Divine blessings can also cancel each other out, so if you had someone with the divine blessing to always hit your target, and your opponent had the divine blessing to always dodge, they would cancel out and it would become a skill matchup. We know that you are born with divine protections, and you cannot obtain divine protections in any other way unless you are Reinhard. He is the sole exception. By the way, Reinhard does not have a divine protection to get any divine protection. This has never been stated. He simply thinks or wishes about something, and Odd Lagna creates it and gives it to him. However, his thought can be misinterpreted. Odd Lagna can also create divine protections for things which do not exist in the rezero world, and it's been stated that Reinhard would obtain numerous divine blessings should he ever talk to Subaru for a long period of time. Furthermore, since we know that you are born with a divine protection, people who are isekai, such as Subaru or Ao, will not possess a divine protection, and Tappy has confirmed that no isekai characters have a blessing. Only one divine protection can be transferred after birth, and that is the divine protection of the Sword Saint, which transfers between a new wielder periodically through the Astria family. For authorities is very simple. Which genes, also known as which factors, grant people the ability to use authorities, and authorities adapt based on the person who has it. This is seen in my authorities and misconception video, so I highly recommend that you check that video out also. In the ideas of authorities versus blessings, we know that multiple times throughout the series that authorities are way stronger than blessings, and this is confirmed multiple times by Tappy himself. So for example, Reinhard is affected by the authority of gluttony, despite having numerous divine protections which prevent him from being debuffed, cursed, etc, etc. We also know that divine blessings and witch factors cannot coexist together, and they essentially are the opposite of each other. So that's everything for divine protections versus authorities. Hopefully you learned something new. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my channel members.